What's up? Welcome to today's video. I'm really excited because I'm going to be sharing in this video my number one tip and mindset that I have as a designer that has helped me grow massively, and the thing that they won't teach you in school. And so before I jump in, I want to offer an encouragement. What I'm going to teach is really just a simple mindset that'll help you in tons of areas of life. But if you are starting out on this journey, or even if you've been on a journey of graphic design, photography, social media for a while, I just want to encourage you that you can do it, that you really just need to put your mind, put your heart to it, and continue. It's especially along with this tool that I'm going to teach you, this mindset. Just press on, continue, and I promise that you can do it. It's just going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of effort. So don't give up. It's worth it, and you have what it takes. All right, so before I explain my number one tip, I want to read for you the definition of efficiency, which is going to kind of tie this all together. So the word efficient, one definition is talking about a system or a machine achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. Other definitions are talking about a person working in a well-organized and competent way, or another definition, the last one, is preventing the wasteful use of a particular resource. And so the word efficient and the idea of efficiency is really the most important thing that I have learned as a creative, and especially as someone who runs my own business and works for other clients. Efficiency is massive. And so this is something that they don't teach you in school. I got a degree in graphic design, but most of what I've learned is stuff that's come from using my computer, stretching myself, trying new things. Like a lot of my experience, and I think many artists will tell you the same, is a lot of self-taught, self-discovery kind of stuff. And the thing that I've learned the most is efficiency. So for me, I have a pretty big desire to be efficient in all that I do. There's tons of examples from every area of my life, but I found this to be a really massive key. And even in school, it would set apart people who were really doing great in the program and great in their degree, and people who were just kind of landing subpar. It's not a judgment, but it's just an evaluation that I've made noticing people and their habits. And so here's my number one mindset. I want to offer you this question to be asking yourself continuously, especially whenever you're using a computer and using the tools of the trade, which is a lot of what I talk about on my channel. So the question is simply, am I wasting my time? So remember that definition of efficiency. It says preventing the wasteful use of a particular resource. And as an artist and a creative, your time is actually the most important resource that you have. It's not, paintbrushes, it's not your programs, it's not even your computer. Your most important resource is your time. And as an artist, especially if you're working as a freelance designer, time is money. And so every moment that you waste is dollars that are being wasted, or dollars that you could be earning somewhere else. And so there's no point in wasting it. And the key to becoming a great designer and a great creative is learning to be efficient. And now, don't get me wrong, efficiency is not the answer for everything, but it is a really big thing. And I'll kind of explain why. So for me, when I have been learning the programs, Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, After Effects, all this stuff, by and large, I'm self-taught. We learn concepts in school, but less how to actually apply them, at least in my degree program. And so the way that I've learned is basically by fiddling with the programs enough and continually asking myself, am I wasting my time? Right? Like I'm taking 30 minutes to just fill in these different shapes within this composition. Like this seems like it's taking a while, and it seems like something that's pretty simple. Like, am I wasting my time? Or say I'm working on a logo and I'm trying to figure out how to create this certain shape, or I'm trying to figure out how to illustrate something a client's given me. And my question continuously is, am I wasting my time? And usually the answer is yes. And the goal for me, and what I would pose to you to gauge if you're growing in this area, is, are you getting faster and more efficient at doing the things that you do? There's tons of things in the programs that'll help you, things like actions and effects and different stuff that will help you reproduce your work without having to do it all over again. But my question for you is, are you being efficient, and are you growing in your efficiency? And so the goal is that as you grow, as like, for example, as a designer, say it takes you on average like 10 to 15 hours to develop a logo, start to finish. The process, conception, all the ideas, planning it, executing it, presenting for clients, everything. The goal is that you should get faster and faster at your work, not because you're cutting corners, but because you're learning your craft and you're becoming more efficient, and continually asking that question, am I wasting my time? Am I spinning my wheels on something that I don't need to do? And so that's what I want to pose as a challenge for you. Be thinking about, Are you wasting your time? Let that be the question that rings in your head. There are plenty of examples in Illustrator. One example I can think of is that if you have a shape that has all these anchor points, so it's basically all these little dots along all the lines, you could spend a long time, depending on the illustration. You could spend hours going through and removing all the dots that you don't need. But Illustrator actually has a way to do that automatically. There's literally a command. You can click a button, it'll totally simplify your design and get rid of all the wasted dots. My point is, there's probably tons of things that you are spending your time doing meticulously and painstakingly that there's a more efficient way to do. So every time you're doing anything, really, especially on the computer, ask yourself, am I wasting my time?